Welcome to the board of the Bantu. My name is Isobel. I am your local witch doctor, your local torchbearer, your sacrifice, your chosen. And I hail from the tribe of the Xhosa, who come from the eastern Cape Town. I was about to say the eastern Transkei, but that's all long gone. Who come from the Eastern Cape. That's me, their progeny, their baby girl. Okay. I'm their baby girl. They made a woman. They made several women. They made thousands of women. They made babies. They crossed color lines and they crossed tribal lineages and they crossed because they were being men about their business. They were doing an extensive market research because the Xhosa are that precise, that intelligent, that's into whatever they're doing, including the way they picked the mothers of their kids. And so, after careful research, okay, for hundreds of years, okay, they settled upon a girl called Shopenzai, gave her a son, who made me. And then they said, perfection at last. Perfection. Right there is our baby girl. Right there is our baby girl. Now that's our girl right there. That's our girl. You've been in the making for hundreds of years. And so we shall walk with you because we've never seen such beauty, such grace, such class, such style. Woo! Baby girl. Yes. Yes. My ancestors love me because they made me. And as I sit here on this board, I am sitting on their shoulders. I sit on the shoulders of giants. I sit on thousands and thousands and thousands of years of breeding. Yes, I do. Okay. I sit on thousands and thousands of years of passion and nights that were not wasted between men and women. Welcome to the board of the Bantu, the board of the progeny of the Xhosa. And this is your reading today. So, I'm going to time myself because like I told you, I'm a woman who's got things to do and places to go. Okay? So I'm going to time myself because, I don't want to run. I literally saw a tarot card reader who does readings for 1 minute, 24 seconds. And I was like, damn. Unfortunately, I can't do that. I get a whole story. So I am so going to time myself with this one. I'm going to give it 20 minutes or less, right? I will make the announcement because Grandma is like saying, you didn't open the board. Yeah, okay, Grandma, I'm getting there. Yes, this is the woman my ancestors decided to pick. She is very opinionated. Okay, so the board of the Bantu is now open. Let the energies of all my ancestors, those who came before me, gather round so that we can read the elements. So we can read water, so we can read air, earth, and fire. Okay? We're in business. Okay. Alrighty. And today I am going to read Why Does the World Hate Black People? Well, yeah. Okay. After what happened in the Ukraine, where black people were refused right of passage to safety by the Ukrainians, there was this girl. She was on TikTok, and if you go on my Instagram, you will be able to see her TikTok because I shared it on my Instagram. She was so emotional. She was so passionate. I would have put it here on Instagram on this reading. Maybe I'll be able to. I'm not that techno savvy, I'd be an old woman. I try my best, but I am an old woman. Anyway, she was talking. I follow her page, and she was talking, and she said she doesn't understand why black people are hated so much. Like, no matter where they come from, no matter what they do, we are just hated by everybody in the world. And she doesn't understand it. She doesn't get it, because throughout history, black people have never done anything to anyone. They've always been the victims, and yet they are still hated. And she said they are lied to us. They are lying to us. There is something that they do not tell us as black people, which makes them hate us. They know, in other words, they know something about us that we don't know about ourselves. She was so heartbroken. She was so devastated by that statement that my ancestors were touched. Because, I've been going through some things of late, really, which have made me decide to leave the country. They've made me decide that I'm going to give myself time in Canada, but I'm packing my shit, okay? I'm packing my shit, and I'm doing what I do best. I'm running. Because I really feel like, had it not been for the color of my skin, and being single too, I would not have gone through what I went through. I really believe that I'm not heard, I'm not seen, and therefore I struggle. I mean, it's turning out okay to an extent, but my heart is broken. There was a time there that I totally felt that the whole of Canada had pushed me into a corner, and I was sitting in that corner cowering, and I had no one to help me, and no one to help me, no one to come forward, and I barely know the laws of Canada. I don't know what the frack is going on, and Canadian laws are so difficult to understand. You totally need a lawyer, and I couldn't get a lawyer for the longest. I've been trying to get a lawyer for a year, but I couldn't get anyone interested. But then most of the time, nobody wanted to hear me anyway, and I think I'm a very articulate woman. So then in the end, I had to accept that it was because of my race, and it's just an opinion of the country I live in that black women are poor and they're uneducated, so they've got nothing to offer. And unfortunately, with all my master's degrees and all my degrees and all this going to college, I still am black, and I still am a woman, and I'm married one at that, so I still fall under the category of a black woman has got nothing important to say. So when she said it, she spoke to my soul, which in turn spoke to my ancestors' souls, and we decided to do an unusual reading. Why does the world hate black people? So I would like to know. And I'm sure you all would like to know. So we are going to the veil. Yes, to ask that question. Okay, I am no longer going to do suppositions. I am no longer going to do maybe it's because of this or it's because of that. I am just going to go straight to the veil, and I'm going to ask the question, and then we're going to see what comes out. This might be a 5-minute video. This might be a 10-minute video. It might be too complicated for me to understand. It might be too complicated for me to understand. It might be just so I don't know, difficult. But I'm going to give it my best shot, because I need to stretch out and stop talking just about, celebrities and stuff. So, okay. So I'm going to blow. That's the question on the board. And it is in reply to the most beautiful, beautiful young lady whose soul was actually on its knees. Her soul was on its knees, and she was asking the world, and she was asking everybody, why do they hate us so much? I would also like to know. I think we're a pretty nice people, and I think black women are the best. I think we're the most loving. I think we're the most caring. And even though the world doesn't think it about us, I think we're the most submissive. I believe we are truly the most submissive. And I believe we truly put our men first. And we truly love. we don't look at money. We don't look at what they have so that we love them. We just love. I mean, we're the women who have men who are in prison and we wait for them to come out of prison. I think we are compassionate and I think we're beautiful. Okay, I mean, I might have some pounds to lose, but I still think I'm beautiful. So I think we have so much to give the world, and yet what we bear into the world, our children and ourselves, we're treated so badly. So badly. I would like to know, don't you? Okay! There you go again. I'm very emotional about this, so that's a disclaimer. I'm putting my disclaimer, as always. Those of you who've been with me since day one, you know that I'm very, very, very emotional about this reading. There may be things I will miss, and you are just going to have to forgive me. Okay? All right. I'm asking the veil. In other words, for those who don't know, I'm asking every piece of energy that is on this earth. I'm asking the energy of the grass. I'm asking the energy of the leaves. I'm asking the energy of water. I'm asking the energy of soil itself. I'm asking the energies of fire. I'm asking the energy of air. I am putting that question in front of them. Okay, that's the veil. The energy of every human being who ever walked and talked, and the energy of every human being who will walk and who will talk. Because we found out about World War III because I actually somehow harnessed souls that have not yet been born, but they are waiting for World War III to be born because they will be soldiers, right? I'm asking all the energies, and I'm asking God. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I am asking God, the God of the Bantu. And as his priestess, he has to answer me. He has to reply me. He has to tell me something that makes sense, because I have been sacrificed to this life. I did not choose it. I was culturally sacrificed to this life. And thank you to the Xhosa who acknowledge my sacrifice with an apology every time they meet me. Every time they meet me, they say, I'm so sorry that this happened to you. So thank you. Okay. Alrighty. Question to the veil. Why do they hate black people so much? Why do they hate black people so much? Why do they hate black people so much? Okay, so I was following instructions from Grandma Chopedzai. She said, put the plates on your lap and then lift the shells with both hands in gratitude and reverence to all the energies that make up Earth, and then ask them for your help and then scatter them onto the board of the Bantu. Then we go see if we will get an answer. Right? And so the first thing that fell, you may not have seen it, and I'm not allowed to wear my glasses or contacts when I'm doing this because I'm supposed to be all natural. Okay, so yeah, like I might as well not wear clothes then. Okay. Grandma said, okay, now you're getting silly. All right, so we have one very, very far, thrown very, very far. 1, 2, 3, 4 shells that fell to the past. And how many shells fell to the future? 2. 1 and 2. Okay. And they have a story to tell. And I'm not crawling over there. My ass is too big and my thighs haven't been exercised for a while. So I'm just going to point my grandfather's knife, okay, over there. Since time immemorial, black people have been killed. And this is something that they always knew, and so they always hid. They stayed away from other races. They segregated themselves. They did not make noise. or be found or caught by other races. They did their thing in private. They were very, very, very secretive. Their culture, their technology, their religion was extremely secretive for a reason. Then they came out because, they thought they were safe. Then they came out of hiding. They showed them their existence. They showed that they lived. They showed that they were there. And then they were harnessed. So since time immemorial, black people have been harnessed. Slavery. They were harnessed. Okay. And then they moved into the near future, which is maybe 200 or so years ago, and they started being subjugated and slaughtered. So even before slavery, there was slavery. There was some form of harnessing of blackness. Okay? I would imagine the Arabs did that. The Arab slave trade, which is the most gruesome and which is still being practiced with people still being enslaved. That one right there must have been the ancient one. So then came the modern one, when they were taken from their shores and they were brought onto foreign shores. But as I'm pointing to the shell with the sword, it is saying to me, how else were they going to move out of their existence and into another existence? It was almost as if it was meant to be. It was almost as if it was God's plan, and God had to do that because, we were in hiding for a very, very long time. We didn't have the nerve. We were cowards. That is basically what I'm being told here. And I said, I'm very emotional about this. Okay. Because, I'm black. The only people I can give birth to are black. So, if I could change that, maybe I would. Okay? So, anyway, we were cowards. We were refusing to join the fold. We were refusing to, bring God's plan into fruition. And so we were dragged out in one straight line, out into the open, where we became vulnerable. And then we tried to, be assimilated. And we died for it. And we are in the process of dying for an assimilation that we did not want, because we lagged behind everyone else. We lagged behind them because we were in hiding. We were too spiritually given, but also we were, I don't know how, we had too much abundance. That's as close as I can come. Good. We had too much abundance. We did not suffer. We had too much abundance. We'd been given too much and we preserved it for so long, whereas the others were suffering and they were hungry, but we were not. Okay, so yeah, our death is what it was. Now we go to the future, because if you've been with me for a long time, you jolly well, it's going to be over 20 minutes for real. If you've been with me for a long time, you know that the right is the past and the left is the future. So yes, there will be death. There will be lots and lots of death. There will be lots and lots of death of black people. There will be a silencing of the white people. There will be a hunting. There will be death of the black people. There will be a silencing of the black people. There will be a hunting of the black people as they go after our resources, as they continue to go after the abundance. We will be reviled. We will be hated because we are sitting on so much wealth, and we have so much wealth, and we're not doing anything with it. No progress. That's what I just keep hearing from the air. No progress. If you don't use it, you lose it. Basically, that's what the veil is saying. If you don't use it, you lose it. So yes, because we're not using it because of our stupid leaders and all that, there will be more torture. Then we will do something in the further future. We will go straight back to what we were doing before before we were put into cages and we were hiding, right? That is exactly where we are going. We will be hiding again. In 200 to 300 years, we will once again isolate ourselves and we'll go into hiding because we still cannot turn what God gave us into progress. Okay, to the board. 3 minutes. So, this is black people to the right. We are dinosaurs. That's what I'm being told here. We are dinosaurs. Okay, and this is the rest of the world to the left. Okay, and this is the rest of the world, meaning all the races, not just white people. There are 3 races here. So I'm assuming it's what? White, and then there's Asian, and there's another type of Asian, but the other type of Asian is really in the background. Right, but there are all sorts of Asians in Asia, right? So this is them, right? And this is black people over here, right? And black people, somehow, with time, we're going to take a little bit from the white people, a little bit from the Asians, and we're going to drag it to our side of the street, right? And then we're going to try to build, and then we're going to try to move forward. But there isn't really far to go. There isn't really far to go because the same people we are taking from are blocking our path. But we will not be as disorganized as we were. Okay, we will defend ourselves. We will protect ourselves. This right here is standing for our defense. This right here is the rest of the world, right? So this is standing for our defense. We will defend ourselves. We will protect ourselves, and our defenses will be very, very, very good. We will be isolated, though, by choice. We will choose to isolate ourselves. Again, we are going to that shell over there. We will choose to isolate ourselves, and we will constantly have the attention of the rest of the world. The Asians over here, I think this shell's feeling like Arabs over here. Everybody, the white people over here, everybody over here, they are all staring at us because we have the world's abundance and they want it. So they are staring at us. They are waiting for us to decimate and to die. And yeah, I'm sorry. That's exactly what's coming. They are waiting for us to decimate and to die so that they can inherit the earth. But there are more of them than us. So we shall be a minority. Way more. Because when I put it like this, my God, even there are more shells to the left, and they will always stand in the way of our progress because they don't desire it. They don't desire it. They don't want it because they have their eyes glued on what we are sitting on as black people. They have their eyes glued on our legacy. So, okay. Alrighty. So I'm going to ask. But I think I got the answer. I think I got the answer from the veil. Why do they hate us so much? I get the answer. It's because of our resources, our wealth. It's because of the continent that is called Africa. And that's actually historically true because, they was, I think, 1932 or 1933 or some 19 whatever, they actually did say that they wanted to eliminate all black people and take over Africa, and that was the game plan and that was the goal. So it seems like the game plan is still the same and the goal is still the same. But I'm going to ask anyway for clarity. So why did they hate us so much? And the veil says, you already know, we told you. Okay, so I want to leave on a good note. Okay, so what should black people do? Believe it or not, I hear that we should isolate ourselves. Okay, and a shell fell out, and then I put it in. My apologies. I hear we should isolate ourselves. We should go back to where we are by ourselves. Okay. So, but I'm still gonna ask. Okay, what should we do in the future? What should we should break away from Western systems of civilization. In other words, we should drop money and how they create money. We as black people, we as Africans should say no. We should create our own systems. Basically, we should create our own economic systems that have nothing to do with all. We should like really, as I'm hearing it, we should like really just take a scissors or just take a hammer and just cut, and just start from basically trade with only each other. Do with only each other. You know what I'm saying? Like just like build a force field and just repudiate everything that was done by other races and say, okay, other races, keep your money. We will create our own form of financials. And I don't know. I mean, I'm not a financial person. It's a big problem. Wish I had a man to deal with that. But anyway, we should, I'm not a feminist when it comes to that. But anyway, we should, have our own systems that the rest of the world doesn't understand and that the rest of the world cannot participate in. Okay. So next question. It was still the same question. Let me see what else I get. If we do that, okay, our chances of survival are higher. Like right here on this board, there are more black people. If we do that, if we do a line and say, okay, all you other races to the left, us to the right, and don't come near this line, we will prosper to an extent, but it will be a lot of suffering, a lot of struggle for black people while we create our own systems that work for us. It will be a lot, but will a lot of black people be for this? Yes, they'll be for it. They'll feel like they're going back in time. They'll feel that like, oh, we're going to be primitive. We're going to be primitive. But they will still do it. They will still do it. They will still end westernization. They will still close the doors on westernization. And they will still do it. And it almost feels from the energy like they will do it. It's going to happen. So anyway, yeah. Our greatest competition, I guess, are white people. I necessarily don't think so personally, but they seem to have fallen off the board. But they created the system that is in place right now. So once black people reject all their systems in totality, okay, and block themselves away because they're very good at that, because I see they used to do it whenever, then there are chances of resurrection and self-dignity. But I'll be dead, and so will most of us when this happens. However, I did put it in my Across the Realm novels. I didn't know that. It's so funny when you're psychic and you're a writer. You don't really know what you're writing is truth, right? And those were hacked. So don't look for the Across the Realm books. They were hacked by the Indians who hacked my whole system, all my systems, and they were some of them were totally deleted from my laptops, but I've still got some more. So I'm gonna get to republishing them. The cruelty of Indians has brought me to my knees. They are the most cruel people on earth. I was going, okay. I was going to stop at 20 minutes, but then, at 30 minutes, then it went on and on and on. Okay, whatever. Okay. I was saying that I have found Indians to be the most cruel people in the world and whatever. Okay, now we've got I was collecting shells because the shells that had fallen, and I saw the shells that fell at the back. I wasn't seeing them when I was doing the reading, and the shells that fell at the back are about how Black people's voices are going to be silenced. That it is currently happening. It has always happened, and it will continue to happen. The voices are going to be silenced, and the bigger shells fell to the right. To the left. The bigger shells of being silenced fell to the left. So the silencing of Black people is going to be really, really strong in the future. We are looking at a total blockade of our voices. And that will happen in my time. Okay. That will happen in my time. So, I always end a reading with something sweet because, and this is what I have to say. At some point as Black people, we're going to get our act together. And that's good. Right now, and nobody who is Black fighting for the Ukraine. Okay. Okay. Don't let me see a single Black person fighting for the Ukraine. Okay. It's their war. Let them handle it. That's a tribalistic war right there. Have you noticed how the Russians and the Ukrainians look like the same person? They have the same features and everything. Yeah, it's their war. Stay out of it. Don't go there. Don't volunteer. Don't do crapology like that. Don't do crapology. In fact, ignore it. Ignore it. It doesn't even exist. This war isn't even in existence. Don't read about it. Don't watch it on the news. Don't care. Yeah, find that place where you don't care. Okay, on that note, this is my most politically charged ever reading, and I want to thank you all for watching, and I want to thank you all for caring, and the veil can be harsh, but be kind to yourselves. Be gracious to yourself because you are that important. Don't stay in a situation, a place, a relationship, a job, anything that doesn't make you respect yourself, that doesn't make you love yourself, anything at all that puts you in a corner like a rat caught in the kitchen, anything that makes you miserable. Don't stay with someone just because you are married to them and you've been married to them for donkey years. Don't do that. Marriage is man-made. Don't sacrifice yourself. Don't stay in a country where you think your rights are not upheld. Don't go to a job every day killing yourself when you are not happy about it. Understand that in every situation and in every circumstance, you have a choice. You have a choice. You have a choice. And each choice comes with a sacrifice. No matter what, each choice comes with a sacrifice. You have to sacrifice something in order to get something. Free yourself. See you all next week.